What's up? It's your girl K.Honesty, and I'm about to review 3 shows in one. Not to the full extent. I'm about to just give some brief reviews to 3 different type shows. Probably like, why is she doing all 3 of these shows together and reviewing them? Because I just had a lot to say about these 3 shows in particular. So I'm about to review the season 4. I'm about to review season 4 of Manifest. Because the last of Manifest just came out a couple of weeks ago. I just finished that. And I'm about to review season 2 of Human Resources, which is a spin-off cartoon animated jump from the show Big Mouth on Netflix. And I'm also going to review the Baddies East Auditions Part 1, which happened in DC over the past week or something like that. And it's on Zeus Network. So I'm about to review all 3 of those. I'm definitely going to time stamp in the comments where I'm going to be talking about what, just that and third. And yeah, so please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's an easy and free way of supporting my channel. And it literally takes less than 5 seconds to support your girl. Yeah, anything I say is my opinion, my expressions. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with these shows. This is how I feel. Ain't nobody making me say nothing. Ain't nobody forcing me to review these shows. These is just how I just felt like I had to speak. I wanted to speak on these 3 shows in particular. What else? I'm not going to give no grades because I'm about to just be talking about how I felt about the overall seasons and the first premiere episode of the Baddies East episode of Auditions. So I'm not going to really grade it. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, I usually have my little water bottle, but I made me a smoothie because I just got off and I just had a taste for a smoothie so bad. So, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, yeah, if you haven't seen season 4 of Manifest, or if you haven't seen season 2 of Human Resources, or you haven't seen part 1 of the Baddies East reunion, the Baddies East auditions, then turn this video off right now because I'm about to be spoiling and all that. I don't want nobody in the comments talking about she ain't warn us, da-da-da. I'm definitely going to timestamp it so you know. So last chance, if you haven't seen any of these 3 things that I said, turn this video off right now. I think that's pretty much it as far as like disclaiming and stuff goes. So I'm going to start with Manifest, season 4. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to be something way more bigger at play. The way, man, this show was just, it started so good. And you could tell it was good because Netflix picked it up. It was so good. It make you wonder and it just make you think and think about like out of body stuff. So it definitely had me thinking. But then this season 4, you get all the 828 people stuck in this one place. And they can't leave. And, Ben got his kids. They stand at the house. People still don't know who Cal is because Cal done came back a couple of ages older. So you can't really say who, he can't really go out and get no job, stuff like that. Plus, he had just got his daughter back from what's her name? The crazy broad, Angeline. I don't remember her name. He had got his daughter back, I think at the beginning of the mid-season premiere of season 4. He got his daughter back from Angeline. She was not fucking with Ben. She didn't know who Ben was. She was like, I want my mommy. And it was so sad to see because, like, that crazy bitch not your mommy, baby girl. It was just so sad. And then to find out at the end that she ain't even going to be born no more. Like, poor little baby ain't even existing at the end. So, yeah, spoiler alert, at the end of the season 4 of Manifest, they all end up back at the airport, like, right before the plane. Right after the plane was supposed to come back. They end up coming back at the time that the plane was actually supposed to come back. So in that world, nobody even knows what they done went through. But everybody that done got off that plane knows exactly what done happened, what transpired. And on top of that, the people that died, because during the 828 thing, of course they had people that was getting killed because they was 828ers or just getting killed off superstitious stuff. They ended up coming back to life at the end. So I was surprised to see that. I didn't think they was going to come back to life. I didn't think they was going to bring back the dead people. But they did kill some people too. That scene on the elevator was crazy. That scene on the elevator. I said the elevator. Oh my God. I meant the plane. That scene on the plane was crazy. When they started bursting into flames. And then you saw the dude who what was his name? I can't remember his name, but he stole the little, he stole something that was like a key part of figuring out what's gonna happen on the death date and all that. I think his name was Egan or something. But he was about to burst into flames, and the black dude was like, forgive him. He's been doing well and all that. And then they saved him. And then when that bitch Angelique started burning up on the plane, she was like, no, why? I was like, you should know why. First of all, she pulled up when they was getting on the plane, talking something, get off of my ark. I was like, girl, this is not your ark. I was like, your little powers ain't even gonna work no more because Cal done did what he had to do. He found the other what was that stuff called? I think it's called, it started with an S. Sapphire, I think, yeah. It was supposed to be Cal and Angeline coming together because they both had the sapphire in them. Angelique refused because Cal wasn't doing things that she wanted to do. So he ended up finding Sapphire anyway at the place where, what's her name, Sanji threw the little Noah's Ark in there. So he ended up saving the day. Poor Cal had to die, but then we ended up seeing baby Cal at the end. So it was like Cal never went nowhere. And you notice how Cal always told Ben, like, it's gonna be okay. It was something he kept saying. I can't remember the saying that he was saying. Like, it'll all make sense. So it was something like that. But that overall season, and then the way it ended. So like I said, it ended. They was all back at the airport. Grace back alive. So Ben, he done slept. Mind you, he slept with Sanji in this whole 828 parallel universe that happened. They slept together in the facility that was holding the 828ers, which I don't get mad at because it's like that the situation at hand. It was kind of like I wanted them to get together anyway. He didn't have Grace anymore, but then at the end, Grace comes back. Their mom is back. Michaela and Ben's mom is back. They just hugging them like you don't even understand. Like they don't even understand. What's her name? The daughter, Olive. She went back to a little girl. She's a little girl. And mind you, her boyfriend TJ, he's the same age. He looked way older than her. It's crazy. It made me wonder, like, what was their age difference in the first place? I thought they was always the same age. That was weird to me. But everything kind of came back together. They ended up on the plane. They ended up burning all the people that couldn't be forgiven. That did stuff that just couldn't be taken back, couldn't be forgiven. It was about 11 people. And then you see the dude Van from what was he from, the CIA from the beginning? I don't remember. You see Van coming, 11 people don't just disappear off a plane. It was so crazy. Like Michaela and what's the police dude name? I can't even remember his name, but the one she was supposed to end up with, he was waiting for her to get off the plane at first because he wanted to propose, so they were still together. So she get off, and she like, oh man, but she done had this whole life with the dude Zeke, and then Zeke died. Spoiler alert: he died taking all the Cal's sickness in because Cal was dying. The cancer had came back aggressively, so he took in all the Cal's sickness and ended up dying himself. But then he kept coming back in like little visions to Michaela. Like basically trying to tell her to let go, or he gonna stop remembering her. Because when he died, I guess it took him back to where he was at in the cave. And then they had Michaela show him how to get back to her. So at the end in the airport, it was one of those visions he told her that they almost came in contact a couple of times. And one of the times was right after her plane was supposed to land. He was a taxi driver outside the airport. So Michaela remembered that when they came back from the airport, she ran out there, got in the car with Zeke, and she turned down the cop dude. I can't remember his name because he got the girl pregnant. He got the other cop girl pregnant. It was just a whole crazy situation. I just didn't like the end part that they went right back to where they started. It was just like, nah, I ain't like that. I wanted it to be something else. Although I kind of get it. Because it's like, what kind of world? They even said that on the airplane when they was at the end, the final episode, when they all was on the plane, they don't even know where they going. They was like, but what kind of world is it going to be like now? Because people hated 828ers, really willing to kill them, do all types of things. They ended up locking all of them in there at the end and the whole staff leaving. So they was in that joint for the whole 6 months up until the death date. But then the cop girl that got pregnant by Michaela's ex, She salute to her. She bought the place next door and started digging a hole through so they could leave in and out without the authorities knowing outside. So I was like, kudos to her. All while pregnant with the dude baby. He ain't know. But once he knew, Michaela was like, it is not meant to be for us. Because they ended up getting back together after Zeke died. A little while after Zeke died. Michaela and Ben's father got sick. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably missing. But I just didn't like how the airport scene at the end. I mean, I was glad to see Grace. I was like, oh, that's so happy. I'm so happy for Ben. But I also wanted to see kind of where it was going to go. I mean, we knew this was the final season. So I wasn't going to know what was going to happen with Sanji and Ben. But I was kind of happy to see Sanji and Ben get it on, but Ben tells Grace at the end, he was like, you know that woman over there named Sanji, such and such, she's gonna cure Cal's cancer. She was like, I promise, I bet my life on it. And Grace was like, what are you talking about, Ben? But I just felt like that other than the ending, the absolute ending, the story, I loved the story. I loved everything. It was crazy. I felt like the people that did the most wrong got what they deserved, especially Angeline, because she was blowing the hell out of me. I was just like, why don't nobody kill her already? She acted like she's so bad because she got the damn sapphire in her arm. Like, girl, did you forget? You stole that sapphire, and then you put your crazy ass hand in some lava just to get it to keep it. And that's how it got embedded in your skin. Her and Eden got married. Look, I'm done talking about Manifest. I'm done talking about Manifest. But yeah, comment below what y'all thought about this final season of Manifest. I enjoyed it. I just didn't like the last airport scene. I felt like it could have been something more. But for them to just go back to where they was at, I was just like, it was kind of like bittersweet, you know? Happy to see Grace and Cal, but it was just like, it was bittersweet. What is this? Okay. Let's do 12. Alright. Now let's talk about season 2 of Human Resources. I don't really be talking about animated shows that be all short and stuff, but I had to say something about this damn season because, first of all, I love Big Mouth. I love Big Mouth. So when Human Resources came out, I was like, okay, these are all the little monsters without the kids. So I was like, okay, this should be even funnier because it'd be more adults than kids. So the first season of Human Resources, hilarious, funny. Mostly it was surrounded around, what's her name? Ellie, the little love bug. She's funny. She's a funny little love bug. This season, I just felt like they went too gay with it. I mean, of course, Big Mouth even has Human Resource. Okay, we know the dick jokes, the little furry dicks that Murray be having. But it's just like, damn, it just seemed like it was a lot of gay shit going on this season. And I'm not a homophobic or anything like that, but it was just like, usually Human Resources, Big Mouth, they usually have like a balance. It'd be some talking about some women stuff. But I felt like this whole season, it was mostly like gay stuff. First off, not saying that I'm against anybody and how they identify. But first of all, Maury had the baby with Maury and Connie. Maury's the guy, Maury and Connie's the monstrous. And Maury's the monster, the guy monster. He had the baby, so that was funny, pretty funny. But then the baby comes out, and he has this voice like, and he's talking, and he identifies as they, them. And he don't want to be a hormone monster. He wants to be a shame wizard. Like that shame wizard dude Lionel. So Lionel ends up, the baby Montel ends up being Lionel's little protege. But the whole season was just like gay. Okay, so you remember last season, the little Logic Rock cut off the little purple demon that was dating the love bug that the Logic Rock had a crush on. He cut his third dick off because he had 3 dicks. He cut one of them off, so now he got 2 this season. And then the possessed dick came back to haunt him. It was just like extra, like why? Then you had a lot of episodes where Maury was just talking about going down on dudes and taking stuff up his butt, which is normal from Maury. But it's just like, where's the witty stuff we used to love him? Like when he be with Andrew, he be saying stuff that be funny, but it's just like the gay stuff would just reeling in. It was like they ran out of stuff. What else? Rochelle became a hate worm. She was out getting on my nerves. Played by Keke Palmer. Then they had Niecy Nash on there playing a little Hope. She was playing Hope like she's Hope. And I was like, okay, they getting some black faces up and they getting some black voices up in here. But I feel like that was the most hetero stuff part of this whole season was the Hope. Because she had the little disco ball titties. And she be like, titty bomb. I'm like, damn, did I even hear the word pussy this whole season? It was just like dick, 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 dick. It was just like, man, give me something else. Maury and Connie ended up sleeping with the Shame Wizard. And Maury had a good time. More than Connie. I was just like, damn, why y'all doing so much on Maury? I hope I ain't forgetting nothing else. Am I forgetting anything else about Human Resources? I just felt like it was extra gay this season. And I'm not against the dick stuff and the dick jokes, the little gay, fake little sarcasm and stuff, but it was just too much this season. I feel like they could have did a little bit better. A little bit better. That's all I'm saying about Human Resources. I still enjoy the show. I'm still watch. Hopefully next season it'll be better. I hope Big Mouth don't take this route and be super gay this season. I'm gonna not be feeling it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say on on Human Resources. I just had to talk about that for a second. I just had to say something about it. Like, damn, the gay was just in there. And not female gay. It was more the dude gay situations. So I was just like, come on, man. Alrighty. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is this Baddies East Auditions Part 1. Now, I already said to myself, I said, okay, I was so mad I didn't get to review Baddies West because I had a lot of stuff to say on that. So I just left my little comments in the Zeus comments. And I'm watching the Bad Boys the Bad Boys Texas. I wish I would have reviewed that from the beginning because I got a lot of stuff to say about that too. But I don't like to review shows in the middle of a season because then I feel like I have to backtrack and talk about episodes that I ain't get to talk about on screen and then have to catch up. So I was like, nah, I ain't started doing these reviews until Bad Boys was already in the middle of their season or whatever you want to call it. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do Bad Boys. Side note, my favorite is Big Banger. I know him personally. He's from Northeast, River Terrace. I know Big Banger. R-Rob, whatever you want to call him. Andre. I know him as Andre. But yeah, I know Big Banger, and I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying he's my favorite because I know him. Like, he's my favorite. He's the most moral. He has the most moral compass on the show. Like, he's the most, what's the word? He don't got, like, he ain't following behind nobody else. He got his own brain. He don't even want to think for himself. I would probably say Prince too, but sometimes Prince be acting like a princess. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Bad Boys. I'm here to talk about this Baddies East Auditions Part 1. So they was in my city. They was in D.C. So I was excited about this. Tokyo Tony being one of the judges. Excited about that. So I forgot that we have to go through the first auditions with the let's say the lower ranking baddies, if you will, of the show. And then you get to the high ranking baddies of the show, Natalie, Krishan, and Ruby Rose for some reason. That was a random. I mean, I ain't got nothing against Ruby Rose. I was just like, that was random. They literally could have picked any young little bitch out here rapping like Ruby Rose be rapping like. So I was just like, okay, Ruby Rose. But Tokyo Tony, I was like, okay, I love me some Tokyo Tony. She's fucking hilarious. And she's from D.C. And they got Angela White, Black China. She there. She from D.C., but she don't be giving me D.C. I don't know. Her mother give me more D.C. than she do. I mean, I get it. She a public figure, so I guess she probably had to change her ways. But Tokyo Tony give me D.C. more than she do. So first of all, the girls that was coming in that was saying they was from D.C., I was like, man, put a quadrant on it. I wanted to know what parts of D.C. They was coming in talking about, I'm from Chocolate City. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm like, no. I mean, I get it. You want to let them know that you actually from this city. You ain't even have to come far for the audition. which probably won't even work in your favor the way they was judging. But it's just like, you from DC? Tell me where you from. Is you from Northeast? You from Southeast? You from Uptown? You from the West? Like I wanted to know. But they were just like DC. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then you had other females from all over. It was people there from Tennessee, Nashville, Florida. They was coming from all over to DC. So now the judges were Kat, Low, Roly Poly. It was somebody else. Scotland and Biggie, all from previous season, Baddies West. So as far as these girls go, now Kat, I liked her on her season. I liked Kat on her season of not Baddies West, but of her actual season of Bad Girls Club. I liked her on her season. And yeah, she did dog that one white girl, but she thinks she big bad because people be praising her, talking about, oh, y'all better stop. Kat got hands. She from Philly. Y'all done seen that girl fight one time on Bad Girls Club, and she fought a white girl that probably couldn't even throw hands like that. And it was like, how many years ago? What season was Kat on? Like, come on, let's see her thump for real. Because when she fought Tommy, I think Tommy dropped her on the Baddies West reunion. I can't even remember. But I ain't got too much against Kat, but she was bucking up this audition. She was just yelling, I'm already here. Da, da, da. Y'all need to be quiet. Y'all bitches, da da da. And I was just like, girl, you got a lot to say now. I guess because you were so quiet on Baddies West, being Stunner's emotional support companion the whole damn time. Wasn't really saying nothing. Lotioning her arms and she's like, come on. I was like, why did they even bring Kat? I would have rather seen Razor. Even though Razor would be razoring off that drink. But I would have rather seen Razor. And then we had Low. Now Low is the opposite. I didn't like Low on her. Like, I liked Kat on her season of Bad Girls Club. I did not like Low on her season of Bad Girls Club. I felt like she was a bully. I did not like her season. She did have hands on her season. And she seemingly had hands on the Baddies West. I still stand on what I said. Anybody that sees somebody scooting up and doing like this and saying what you saying and all that, you should be prepared. But I feel like Krishan still could have got up and been like, all right, well, what's up then, Lo? Instead of just jumping on her like she did Persuasion. But I still feel like Lo should have seen it coming. But I feel like Lo stood on her own. What's the word? She held her own. But this audition, Lo was pretty cool. Except for trying to pick a chair up and throw at a bitch. I was like, all she did was smack the damn tickets off the table. You trying to throw a chair at a bitch. You trying to get a lawsuit. They gonna be ready to sue you. You claiming you got the big bag and all that. They gonna keep gigging to sue you. Go ahead. Do your big one and throw that chair. Break somebody's neck. Then we had Scotty. I ain't got too much to say. I don't got nothing against Scotty. I just still don't like the way. I would never be friends with Natalie after what she did. That girl got off the bus, tried to console her on Baddies West. Scotty tried to get off and console her friend Natalie because Natalie was turned up trying to fake fight Krishan. And Natalie attacked her. Then try to say, oh, well, I was just angry. Anybody could have got it that came at me. It's just like, nah, but that's supposed to be a girl. Scotty crying like, I don't know, we could be friends. Like, nah, bro. And then you with her later in the season with in that, what state? Where did they go at? They went out of country or something, St. Lucia or something like that. I don't know. So I don't really know how to feel about Scotty because she seemingly has hands. She held her own with Razor. Did she fight anybody else? I think she fought somebody on Baddies South too. I can't remember who she fought. But I feel like she be holding her own. So for her to let Natalie do that to her, I ain't like that. But I'm like 60-40 on Scotty. 60 like 40, maybe 70-30. I don't know. But Scotty was pretty cool. Now last two, Roly, I felt like was doing too much. And it's just like, what is y'all definition? That's another thing. What is their definition of a baddie? Because these women was coming on here saying, okay, I'm an entrepreneur. They were saying all the right stuff. Like, what makes you a baddie? I'm an entrepreneur. I got this, that, third business. I take care of the home front. I got kids. I'm doing this for my daughter. Everybody was just getting turned away. But if you turn around and shake your ass, or you drop down and do a split, oh, here you go. Well, no, we ain't fucking with nobody that's selling pussy. Keep on, keep it moving. What? I don't understand it. They gave a scammer a ticket. Girl said she'd be scamming. I was just like, I don't know what y'all want. And then you got to this part where this woman said she's a victim of DV. And Biggie stood up and was like, yeah, I told you. She was like, oh, I'm down for that. Definitely need somebody like you on the show. I'm a victim of that as well. Gives her a ticket. Rolly like, no, sit the fuck down. Start yelling at Biggie. Now, don't get me wrong. Biggie was doing too much. She was yelling, da-da-da. She's like, oh, yeah, you look good. Oh, yeah. Shake your ass. What make you a bad girl? Just talking. And I get that. But she was excited. It was her first. She one of the first girls to actually come in and be in that position last year and then come in and be able to judge these women. So I could see she was excited. Now, Rolly, you've been doing it. You done did this about 2 seasons. So you feel like this is nothing for you. You feel like this is just something to get out the way. So why even leave your surgery for it then? I mean, why even skip your surgery to do this? It was just like, she was like angry. I was like, why even be there then? They can handle it. She ends up leaving towards the end. So it's just like, why even be there? But I was like, damn, she did too much on Biggie. I get it though. But then she told Biggie, oh, we not accepting that guala stuff. Like, first of all, I was so happy when Biggie came on the show talking Spanish and all that, because I be here for it. I like the Spanish speaking. Them Latinos, they be turning up. So I was here for that. I was like, yeah, they ain't never had a female. If they have had Latinos on Baddies, you wouldn't really know because they don't say it. They didn't say it. She was the first one coming on there repping, yeah, I'm a Latino, speaking in Spanish. And I was like, that's what's up, because y'all are being watched all over the world. So it's people, Spanish speaking people watching this show with their subtitles on, and they looking at you like, oh, you being racist talking about guala. So why not let another Spanish speaking woman come on the show? Like, that's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be diversity. You're supposed to have some big women on there, some light skin, some dark skin, speaking Spanish. They let the Jamaican girl come on there, like, come on. But Biggie can't let Spanish speaking women come on there, like, come on. I felt like Rolly was doing too much. She was definitely doing too much. Then she was like, oh, y'all can handle this because I'm done. And I was like, peace. But then when Rolly left, it did get wild when Rolly left. Like, wasn't none of the women being quiet. They was being extra louder after she left. I think Lo was on the phone the whole damn time, just like, come on, yeah. They wasn't even really listening to the girl, just handing them tickets. And that's another thing where I feel like they don't even care about what you're saying out your mouth. I feel like they look at you and they already made their mind up. They might have already made their mind up before these women that came here and lined up. But the auditions are just something to give us more of a show until the show comes out. They probably already picked the bitches for real. So I just be like, it's just like, what do y'all want? What do y'all want? I feel like Tyrese, what do you want from me? What do you want? Is that all I have to say about this show? Secondly, why is Krishan there? I get that security's there and people got her back and all that, but girl, you are pregnant. You do not need to be even in that atmosphere. You never know what could pop off. You never know who could get through and do something wild. Somebody could have a gun on them that they pull out of nowhere. You don't even know. Like, girl, get up out of there. Why even, like, it ain't even that deep for her to be there. I feel like she shouldn't even have been there. And then, of course, the part 2 ain't came out yet, but I already know she gonna be on there, like, trying bitches. And it's like, why do that when you know they can't touch you, you pregnant? Like, come on. One of the girls came up on the audition after Rolly left, and she said something. She was like, she basically called out the judges. She was like, y'all gonna, one of y'all want to step? Y'all gonna try me? I thought this was funny, Krishan. I thought this was funny when the host, Tanisha John, she asked Krishan, she was like, what advice do you have for these ladies to help them get through get that ticket or whatever? And Krishan was like the first person to smack the shit out of Natalie. I thought that was funny. I said, yeah, that was funny. Ain't nobody laughed, though. Tanisha was like, don't listen to her, y'all. I was like, she trying to make sure motherfuckers don't make it. I hope she don't be on this season all pregnant. That's gonna throw me off. That's gonna throw me off if she on this season all pregnant, bruh. trying to think, is there anything else other than they don't know who they want to pick? They were just letting anybody go. That's why I feel like they already knew who they was gonna pick. Is there anything else? Poor Biggie. She was like, y'all won't let me say anything. And I noticed after Rosie checked her or whatever, she kind of like got more timid and wasn't really giving out no more tickets. I was like, nah, still pop your shit. Oh yeah, sidebar. I mean, not sidebar. Still talking about this show. One of the girls twerking and they noticed that her pussy was leaking. They was like, it don't stink though. It don't stink though. I think did they give her? No, they ain't give her a ticket. They ain't give her a ticket. I was like, get the girl a ticket now. Shoot, y'all done called her out. We want to know the story of the leaky coochie now. Bring her on the show. They let 2 doms on the show talking about no eating pussy in the house. One of the doms looked like a cold nigga. Like you wouldn't even had the fade, flat chest, all that. The other dom, you could tell she was a dom. She had dreads. I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I see it's a girl there in a wheelchair. She get to rapping and Tokyo Tony say it's whack. From the one little bar I heard the girl say, I'm sorry, it did sound whack. But maybe I gotta hear it full out on the next episode. Some girl gets glassed while she's standing up there. She gets glassed. And then Krishan standing up there talking shit. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I hope they let her on there so she can get her lick back. But we're ready to say that girl need her lick back. She got snuck hard. You can't say that wasn't a sneak. I don't know. I need to see the whole thing full out. But it don't look like she saw Shorty coming. But yeah, that was my little review of season 4 of Manifest, season 2 of Human Resources, and the Baddies East Auditions Part 1. Please like this video and subscribe. Did I mention at the beginning of this episode that I'm not a public speaker, so I do tend to stutter and pause and say and just do what I just did. But anyway, yeah, like this video and subscribe to my channel, and comment below what you thought about the season, season 4 of Manifest, season 2 of Human Resources, and Baddies East Auditions Part 1. Comment below what you thought about what I talked about, what you thought about all of that, if I forgot to bring up anything. And yeah, I'll see y'all on my next review. Peace.